Hey viewers, welcome back to the e-learning platform of the GS College of Commerce, Wardha. I am Professor Humaira Kazi. Today I am going to deal with the Indian economy for the BCom 6 SAM students of Nagpur University, RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur. So under the Indian economy, we had started our syllabus, and under the syllabus we have seen earlier the proportion related with the importance of agriculture in India. Now in the first unit we are dealing with the next aspect, that is agriculture productivity. This is an important aspect since our first unit deals entirely related with the Indian agriculture. So in this particular unit we will see the role of agriculture, similarly the agricultural productivity, agriculture marketing, green revolution, uh, and the credit availability, agricultural finance, and the crop and cattle insurance. All these aspects which are related with the agriculture we are going to see in this particular unit. So we will discuss today the agriculture productivity. But before that, what is productivity? So the definition as given here is productivity is commonly defined as a ratio of a volume measured of output to a volume measure of input use. So what is productivity? Basically the productivity is basically the how much amount of the input you are putting and what is the level of output we are getting. Okay, so this is actually the productivity. This productivity can be in terms of a country, this productivity can be in terms of the industry, this productivity can be in terms of the farms and other target groups. Okay, so this is overall the case of the productivity. Now we will discuss with what is agricultural productivity. So agricultural productivity is actually measured as the ratio of agricultural output to the input. Okay, so what amount of the input we have used in the cultivation, and what is the total output we are getting. Okay, so with that we can calculate, with that we can see the agricultural productivity. So these agricultural productivity measured as these agriculture productivity we can calculate in terms of basically not the single crop, but we can calculate the in terms of all the agricultural produce which are sold in the market, or the market value of the agricultural produce. On that basis we can calculate the agricultural productivity. Okay, so agricultural productivity, this is the one thing. And one more way we can calculate the agricultural productivity in terms of the total output produced from the agriculture, as well as the total cultivable land, which is total cultivable land. We will divide the total agriculture produce with the total cultivable land, and by that also we can calculate the agricultural productivity. So as far as the India is concerned, India is having the problem of the low agricultural productivity. Low agriculture productivity, I will not say that the India is behind in terms of the different crop production, cultivation. India is far ahead in terms of the different crops cultivation. It is having the rank in terms of the wheat cultivation, in terms of the rice cultivation, similarly in terms of the pulses cultivation. But if we will see in terms of the agricultural productivity per hectare production, or per hectare cultivation, this per hectare cultivation of crop is normally less in India. And in that scenario we will say that the India agriculture productivity in India is low. Now we will discuss here the different causes which are responsible for the low productivity of agriculture. Basically, these causes are uh, these causes are classified into the three main heads, and these three main heads are: first one the human factors, the second one is the technical factor, and the third one is the institutional factors. Okay, so these three factors are contributing towards the low agricultural productivity. Let's discuss these factors here. First one is their human factors. Under that, the first one is their the social atmosphere. Social atmosphere, basically in India, what we find, the Indian farmer is eh, illiterate and as well as poor. These farmers are not no, these farmers are not aware with the modern technology of cultivation. Basically, they believe in the tradition and customs, and they follow those traditions and customs in the cultivation of the crop. So, as a result of that, we find that their agricultural cultivation is less, because the primitive technology is used for the cultivation, and this primitive technology which is used for the cultivation basically gives the lesser productivity as compared to the other advanced country. The second one is there the pressure of population on land. Pressure of population on land. See, what we find today, the population in India is growing rapidly, and as a result of that, the pressure the pressure of population on the land, agricultural land, is also increasing. When India was independent, at that time, the population was less and the land for the cultivation was more. Now, at present, if we are talking, around 58 crore population is still engaged with the agriculture. So this increasing population pressure we are finding on the agricultural land. As a result of that, we are also seeing that their agricultural productivity is also declining. If you will see the per hectare, per capita availability of cultivable land in India, this is far declining. As it was in the year 1947, this per hectare availability, per capita availability of land was 0.43 hectares. Okay, now in the according to the report of the World Bank in 2018, these per capita cultivable land is 0.11 hectare. So these are declining very fast. As a result of that, of increase in population, we find that there is actually the fragmentation or subdivision of the land is also taking place, and as a result of that, we are finding the productivity is declining. The next important factor is the technical factor. Thus, under the technical factor, the first one is the traditional method of cultivation. Still in India, still in India, basically the people follow the traditional methods of cultivation. The farmers are not aware with the modern technologies of cultivation. We still use the old method of irrigation. Similarly, we use the old methods of cultivation, that is plowing of the field with the help of the cattles. As a result of that, again, we also believe on the two crop patterns which we follow. As a result of that, we find these traditional method of cultivation is also causing the decline in the agricultural productivity. The second one is there the old implements. The method of cultivation is old. Similarly, the tools which we use in the cultivation is also old. Still, the cattle's plow is used for the cultivation. Spades are used for the cultivation. The world is going with the tractors and the modern methods of cultivation, but still in India, the many peoples are still using the old implements or old tools for the of the cultivation of the different crops. The next one is there the problem of soils. There are many problems which are related with the soils also. There is a problem of the soil erosion, waterlogging, similarly the swamps and the nitrogen deficiency. These are the problems which are with the soils also. So as a result of that, when the quality of the soil is not good, the result is seen on the productivity. So there are also the certain problems which are related with the soil, but these problems can be sought out with the help of the science and technology. But it depends how much endeavors are taken for this purpose. The next problem is there the lack of credit facilities. Lack of credit facilities, since for the agriculture, for growing, for buying the seeds, and for buying the modern tools and implements, it is necessary that we should have we should have the credit facility. Many small farmers do not get the credit facilities from the banks, and they approach towards the local mahajans and sahukars for the credit facility. And these local ma- mahajans and sahukars actually charge the higher rate of interest on the loan. And because of that also, the it is seen the effect on the agriculture output or agricultural produce. Lack of high yielding variety seeds. Lack of high yielding variety seeds. These seeds, HYV seeds, actually uses in the cultivation, gives the higher level of productivity. But again we find that these high yielding variety seeds are not uh, people the farmers do not have much trust on these high yielding variety seeds, and many farmers still do not aware with these seeds also. As a result of that, the productivity is hampered. The next one is there the problem of pest and diseases of the crops. There are the different problems which are related with the pest and the diseases of crops, and around the 5% of the crop are actually around the 5% of the crops are actually destroyed because of these pests and the diseases of the crops. These diseases are actually related with the rust, smuts, and rats, insects, basically. The next one is there are the feeble cattles. Basically, in agriculture, the instead of tractors, the cattles are used for plowing. These cattles these cattles, rearing of these cattles require again the require the much expenditures or much fund for feeding these cattles. The next one is there the improper marketing. The farmers basically are also not aware with the proper marketing facilities. They do not get the proper price for their agricultural produce. Similarly, the lack of transport facilities and the proper market. Because of these, the farmers normally sell off their agricultural produce in the local markets or the near mahajans and the sahukars. and they do not get the proper return for their agricultural produce. So improper marketing is also one of the cause for the low agricultural productivity. The people, the small farmers actually loses the trust on the agricultural related activities, and they migrate towards the other professions. Now the next one is there the institutional factors. Institutional factors basically, here the one is the small size of farms. Okay, many farms in India basically are less than 2 hectares. Around the 70% of the farms in India is less than 2 hectares. So since the agricultural land or arable land are actually fragmented or in a small proportion, so the scientific way of cultivation is also not possible in this small piece of land. Many farmers in India are the marginal farmers because they have the lesser proportion of arable land for the cultivation purpose. The next one is there the defective land tenure system. Though the land tenure system does not exist today, but this system had its problems. Zamindari system, under the zamindari system, basically the zamindars uh, rent their land to the tenants, and these tenants work over there, and these tenants also used to know that they would not get anything on the uh, on the part of this land, because this land was not their own. So just because of this belief, the tenants didn't do the much work on the land, and the zamindars were used to believe on only on the basically their rent. So as a result of that, the quality of the land also deteriorate. So defective land tenure system also causes the quality of the land to degrade it. Similarly, because of the degraded quality of land, we find the agricultural produce is also reduced. So these are the factors, that is the institutional factors, human factors, and the technical factors which are responsible for the low productivity in India. Now we will try to find out the certain measures to raise the productivity, uh, and the many steps are taken on the part of the government to increase the productivity of the agriculture. The first one is there encourage the land and water resources. Okay, proper irrigation facilities are to be provided for the proper cultivation of the different crops. Similarly, the water logging and other problems which are related with the land fragmentation, also this can be avoided. Okay, so when these land and water resources will be properly utilized, again the effect we will see on the agriculture productivity. The second one is there the proper implementation of the land reforms. These land reforms should be properly implemented. Okay, after independence the land reforms were implemented, but the effectively this was seen in the state of Kerala as well as West Bengal. In the rest of the states in India, these land reforms were not properly implemented. So the efforts should be directed towards the proper implementation of the land reforms. The next one is there the proper education. This education should be related with the farmers in terms of the agricultural productivity or agricultural produce. So the farmers should be made literate towards these technology which we can use for the agriculture. Okay, these can be related with the irrigation facilities, this can be related with the high yielding variety seeds, this can be related with the modern pesticides which can be used for the in the agriculture. Similarly, the fertilizers which can be used. Okay, so the proper education can be imparted, and for that purpose, if you will see, there are the different programs on the Doordarshans which are related with the education of the farmers, the crop protection, the protection of the crops with the different pesticide, with the different pests should be, it should be promoted, and for that purpose the different pesticides are used in the agriculture field. Okay, adequate credit and marketing facilities, the government should provide the proper credit facilities to the farmers, okay, at the low rate of interest. Similarly, the marketing facilities in terms of the price ceiling. Similarly, in terms of the transport facility, the mandis are to be located in the different areas which are near the farms, so that these marketing facilities and the credit facilities can improve the agricultural productivity. Okay, the next one is their encouragement to the producers. The government should provide the encouragement to the producers via the various subsidies to be provided, um, credit facilities to be provided. Similarly, the pesticides as well as the fertilizers are to be provided at the concessional rates. Okay, the different crops, irrigation facilities is to be provided. Via these different facilities, the farmers got encouragement towards the agriculture. New and scientific methods which are used in the agriculture actually shows the results in terms of the better productivity. You will find in the different newspapers every day that this engineer has used this technology for the cultivation, and a result is seen in terms of the great amount of the agricultural productivity. So it depends on the attitude on the part of the producer also. Okay, so next one is there the research and development. The research and development activities are to be taken for improving the agriculture. And the next one is the package program. This package program is related with what? This package program is related with the HYBCs, irrigation facilities, similarly the fertilizers and the availability of pesticides. The government should provide these package the government should implement these package programs to the farmers, so that the with the help of these high yielding variety seeds and the fertilizers and the pesticides, the agricultural productivity can be improved. Okay, so these are the measures. These measures actually the support in the enhancement of the cultivable crops or agricultural output. So this is a chapter related with the agriculture productivity, where we have seen the different aspect, that is the causes of the low productivity of agriculture in India. Similarly, the measures to raise the productivity. If you have any problem, you can discuss me on my WhatsApp number, and you can directly call me on my number. Thank you.